Hi, boys and girls. This is 7-4 Solving Systems by Elimination Practice Problems. These are the ones where we want to solve them by elimination, but we're forced to multiply one or both of the equations in order to create opposite terms. All right, so here we are on page 417 of your workbook. Use elimination to solve each system of equations. Now, as always, I'm not going to do all of these. I'll try to mix it up. I'll do some even, some odd, because you know how I split them up for the quiz and the practice. Let's see, let's start with number 1, okay? I'm looking at these and I'm trying to decide what number could I multiply one or more equations by to get opposite terms, all right? Well, it depends on which variable I want to get rid of first. You have some wiggle room here. If you decide you want to get rid of the y's, you could multiply this equation by -4, all right? If you decide you want to get rid of the x's first, you can multiply this equation by 3. I like multiplying by a positive number better, so I'm going to use that plan. If I multiply this equation by 3, then I have to multiply every single term by 3. So this would be 3 times x gives me 3x. 3 times positive y is positive 3y. And 3 times 2 is positive 6. Now I can add these together. The x's will drop out. I get 7y here. And 15 plus 6 is 21. Then I divide both sides by 7, and I get y is 3. Using the first equation, if I know that y is 3, then I know that x plus 3 equals 2. So then x must be -1, but I'll go ahead and do the steps anyway. Subtract 3 from both sides, and we get that x is -1. So the solution to this system of equations was -1, 3. All right, you want to try number 2 then? Number 2, see, is just like number 1. You would just multiply this, like say, by 5, and you would add them together. So let me do number 4, because then I'll be doing one of each. These are always paired up. 1 and 2 are the same kind of problem. 3 and 4 are the same kind of problem, but I want to mix up evens and odds. So I'm going to do 4. All right, and number 4, let's see, is there a number I can multiply one equation by to get opposite terms? Yeah, I could multiply this one by -2. I could do that. That would work. So if I multiplied everything in this equation by -2, and by no means, that's not the only way you can solve these. There's other choices. -2 times 3x gives me -6x. -2 times positive 2y gives me -4y. And -2 times -15 gives me positive 30. Now I'm adding this equation and this equation together. 6x plus -6x gives me no x. Positive y and a -4y gives me a -3y. And a -39 and a positive 30 gives me a -9. Then if I divide both sides by -3, I get that y is 3. Now pick an equation and substitute. I'm going to use I'll use the first one. 6x plus, I know y is 3, so I'm going to put 3, equals -39. Okay, to get 6x by itself, I subtract 3 from both sides. Gives me 6x equals -42. Dividing both sides by 6, I get that x is -7. So my solution is -7, 3. So now I'm going to do number 5, because number 5 and 6 will be the same. I'm trying to go even, odd, even, odd. Okay, this one's going to be trouble, because you know what? You have to multiply both equations. There's not one single number that's going to give you an opposite term here. So what do we want to go with? Do we want to go with possibly 8s for the x's, or do we want to go with maybe 15s for the y's? Okay, I say we go with 8s, and let's get rid of the x's. So this equation is going to have to be multiplied by 4. All right. This equation is going to have to be multiplied by -2. Now, why did I multiply this one by a negative? Because right now these x terms are both positive. I want to have positive 8x and -8x. That's why I chose -2. Okay, so now I'm multiplying the first equation by 4. That gives me 8x plus 20y equals 44. I'm going to multiply the whole second equation by -2. That will give me -8x, just what I wanted. -2 times a positive 3 gives me -6y. And negative 2 times 1 gives me negative 2. Now I'm ready to add these two together. Those drop out. 20y minus 6y is 14y. And 44 minus 2 is 42. And I don't know my 14 times tables, but I do think that this is times 3. So y is 3. Okay. Now I need x. I know y is 3. So let's see. I'll substitute in the first equation. 2x plus 5 times 3 equals 11. Okay. And 2x plus 15 equals 11. Subtracting 15 from both sides, I'm going to run out of space. Gives me 2x is equal to negative 4. And divide both sides by 2. And I get that x is negative 2. So my solution to this is negative 2, 3. Okay. And now I'm not going to do number 6 because it's very similar to number 5. But let's have a look at number 7. All right, number 7 is going to require that, I want to make these bigger. For 7, I am going to have to multiply both because they've transitioned into those now. Come on, why is that not working? There we go. Page number up there. Okay, now these are bigger. All right, so for number 7, again, they've transitioned into ones where you've got to multiply both the top and the bottom. So I have choices. I could make both of these be 18x's. This would be like positive 18. This could be negative 18. Or I can make these 20s, one positive 20, one negative 20. It's up to you, whichever one you prefer. I think I will eliminate the x's again. So we're going to make these be 18x. So I'm going to multiply this equation by 6. And I'm going to multiply this equation by negative 3, okay? And again, negative so that I have a negative 18x and a positive 18x. So 6 times 3 is 18x. And 4y times 6 is 24y. And 29 times 6, I'm going to have to go for the calculator. 29 times 6 equals 174. On the second equation, negative 3 times 6x is negative 18x. Negative 3 times positive 5y is negative 15y. And negative 3 times 43 is negative 129. Adding these together, those drop out. 24 minus 15 gives me 9y. And 174 minus 129 is 45. Which, when you divide both sides by 9, we arrive at y is 5. Okay. Well, I want to substitute y is 5 in one of these here. Let's maybe use the top one. It's a little bit smaller. 3x plus 4 times 5 equals 29. 3x plus 20 equals 29. Subtracting 20 from both sides gives me 3x is 9. And if I divide both sides by 3, I get x is 3. So my solution is 3, 5. Okay, so we're at 8 minutes. Not doing too bad. Let's look at number 8. Boy, the numbers are starting to get bigger, aren't they? I'm thinking I might want to get rid of the, it doesn't matter, you can get rid of the x's or the y's. Let's get rid of the y's this time just for fun. In order to make these opposite, well, I guess that was a bad move. In order to make these opposite, they're going to go with 15, okay, and I'm going to make this one, well, maybe let's do negative 5 up here, and we'll do positive 3 down here. All right, negative 5 times 8 gives me negative 40x. Negative 5 times positive 3y gives me negative 15y. And negative 5 times 4 gives me negative 20. 3 times negative 7x is negative 21x. And 3 times 5y is positive 15y. And 3 times 34, well, let's see, that would be negative 90, negative 102. I better check it because you know I can screw up. Yep, 102. Negative 102. All right, now we can just add these together, and this will give me negative 61x. Those drop out, and this gives me negative 122. And guess what? I'm betting if you double 61, you get 122. So dividing both sides by negative 61, we get x is 2. Now we take one of the original equations. I'm going to go for the first one. 8 times x, which we now know is 2, plus 3y equals 4. 16 plus 3y equals 4. Subtract 16 from both sides, and we get 3y equals negative 12, which when we divide both sides by 3, we get y equals negative 4. So our solution is 2, negative 4. Okay, so you're probably about tired of watching me do problems by now. I'm tired of watching me do problems by now. There are plenty more to choose from, lots of fun to be had. Don't be surprised if you occasionally come across a no solution or infinite solutions. Remember, if you get a true statement, it's infinite solutions. If you get a false statement, it's no solutions. Not into the word problem today. Nope, not feeling it. I do like these, though. I might assign you one of these. 2 times a number plus 3 times another number equals 13. The sum of the two numbers is 7. What are the numbers? Okay. So we're working with a number and another number like we did in the beginning part, okay? So 2 times a number will make x be a number, plus 3 times another number will make y be another number, equals 13. The sum of the two numbers is 7, so x plus y equals 7. All right? Now, to be able to solve this, I need to have one of these be opposite this. So I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by negative 2. Okay, so that's going to give me 2x plus 3y. I'm just rewriting the first one. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times y is negative 2y. And negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. That gives me y equals negative 1. Oh, how easy is that? I'll take it. And then I know that y is negative 1, so I'm going to use the easy peasy equation here. And I'm going to say x plus negative 1 equals 7. Do you think you could slam the door any louder, Kylan? Then we're going to add 1 to both sides. And we get x is 8. So our solution is 8, negative 1. Okay. I think I'm about done. This one is fair game. It's pretty much the same as the last one we just did, and I will not give you anything beyond that. So 13 minutes. Consider yourself lucky. I will see you in the next video.